Following the announcement from the Queen of Denmark that she'll abdicate after 52 years on the throne, apparently, underlined, there have been calls for King Charles to follow suit and, at the very least, announce if and when he will step aside.
Well, joining us now is the royal commentator, Michael Cole. Michael, good morning.
Good morning to you both and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, MC.
So these calls, where have they come from? How credible are they?
They are absolutely incredible. They cannot be believed. It will never happen. Listen to it from me to you right now. Abdication is the big no word in the royal family. The royal family traces all the troubles back to the 1936 abdication of Edward VIII, who became the Duke of Windsor on the 10th of December of that year. And that put the late Queen's father, the Duke of York, Albert, he became King George VI. And then, of course, in due course, Queen Elizabeth II succeeded him. And the old Queen Mother always said to her dying day, it was the abdication that shortened the life of her husband, beloved husband, who died just after the age of 50. Well, it was that, the extra worry and the burden, we saw it all in the King's speech, and also extra strength cigarettes actually also killed him. But so for the royal family, abdication is out of the question, because at the coronation, the king wasn't making his vows to a government or to a people. He was making them to God. God gives and God receives. And that is his duty, and he will carry on until his dying day. That is the British tradition.
I have to say, MC, and we know this, I don't know if you know this, but my old man worked for the royal family, for the Queen Mother, for 41 years. You are nailed on, Michael. She absolutely blamed the abdication for forcing her husband to take the job and ultimately, as the King's speech proved, killed him, and that's why Queen Elizabeth became the Queen. However, the other side is, and we were talking about this before, Michael, and I am completely with you, people are saying, maybe understandably, maybe not from our old point of view, that the monarchy, in terms of a younger generation, is never going to be back where it is. And would a William, would a Kate, who seem to have far more connection with, is it Gen Z? I don't even know. Right, would that sustain the monarchy better? I'm with you, he's never going to abdicate, spent 75 years waiting for the damn job, but maybe that's an argument. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know exactly what you mean. But as you just said, the king waited the longest apprenticeship in history, 70 years to get the top job. And you know what? He's really enjoying it. We've actually got the merry monarch on our hands now. Every time you see him, he's enjoying himself, he's smiling, he's at ease. In the old days, you know, he was a bit querulous, he was a bit touchy, he was a bit difficult. He also felt that he was misunderstood and wasn't fully appreciated. He's really relishing this job. He's getting on with it. And also the fact that he and Queen Camilla are there in the top jobs, if you will, gives cover for the Waleses. They can have more of a private life, more of a family life, which they're very, very keen on, and quite rightly so. So it's not going to change. Other countries can do other things. And I might say, I have a huge respect for Queen Margrethe II. She's an excellent person. I met her on one occasion. She was very, very amusing and charming. But she's stepping down because she had some back trouble, back surgery last year. And she's much loved. And she's still going to be very much in the picture there. And she, of course, is adored by the Danish people, and quite rightly so. What a lovely array of pictures you've got together of her. I had to tell her on one occasion at an event, you can't smoke. And she said, don't worry, because she was a chain smoker. And you know what? In this country, she said, I owe everything to this country. She studied archaeology at Girton College, Cambridge, and she used to get on the train completely incognito. She told me this, without a detective, and she would take the train to King's Cross, take the tube to Knightsbridge, and meet a French diplomat called Henri in the banking hall at Harrods. And they met there, and they became friends, they became lovers, and he became her husband. He changed his name from Henri to Henrique, and they've had a happy marriage ever since. And so we played an important part in the Danish royal
I love you, Michael Cole. I love you. Before you go, and you put it brilliantly, Rosie, Epstein.
Well, yeah, talking about the people with a happy marriage, you talked about sort of, you know, Kate and William, they are so keen that the controversy just takes a back seat today, this week, the royal family could again be cast into the spotlight in a deeply uncomfortable way if Prince Andrew is named in these papers. What are you anticipating is going to happen, Michael?
Briefly, MC.
Yeah, well, today in New York, the residue from a past libel case, 177 people, some of them very prominent, some of them even world famous, are going to be named. This is the backwash from a libel action that Mrs. Virginia Giuffre, who was known as Roberts when she met or didn't meet Prince Andrew. It must be said, and he's going to be mentioned, and other prominent people are going to be mentioned. But it must be said that Prince Andrew, of course, was never charged with anything. He was never convicted, and he's always denied even knowing Mrs. Giuffre, who allegedly met him when she was 17 years old, and she was in the thrall of Jeffrey Epstein. That photograph, according to Prince Andrew there, either is a fake or didn't exist, his hand around her bare midriff, or perhaps not. And the woman in the background, Ghislaine Maxwell, now serving 20 years in federal prison for procuring and trafficking underage girls. In other words, ladies and gentlemen, children to be abused by Jeffrey Epstein.
Michael, I am your biggest fan. I do never get at 6:45 in the morning querulous and backwash. We love you. Thank you so much.
And residue as well. I quite like that. Excellent adjective.
Querulous residue of backwash. Michael Cole, you're a legend. Thank you.